Good day to the veterans, their families, and citizens of New Bedford and our surrounding area. Many of my guests are invited to share information about our benefits for veterans, and I bring different people in that I hope had some value for the families out there that are in need. We will do the best we can. If there's anything you need to know about, please notify the cable TV or the city, and they will get the messages to me. Thank you. This morning we have Eileen Kirshenbaum. She works out of the Providence V.A., and she's on that new program called My Healthy Vet, a Healthy Vet. She's the coordinator. So Eileen, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
Your complete title is what?
I'm the My Healthy Vet Facility Coordinator for Providence V.A.
For Providence V.A. Okay, and you live in Providence area?
In Providence, yeah.
Okay. And what other work have you done for the veterans or anything like that?
Well, I started the Providence VA in 2003, and I was the nurse educator at that time.
Okay.
And then that was for 2.5 years. And then for 4.5 years, I was the urology nurse.
Oh, okay.
And that was just prior to accepting this position as the My Healthy Vet Coordinator.
Do you have any veterans in your family? You're not a vet, are you?
No, I'm not a vet, but my son is a vet.
Okay.
And he is currently in the National Guard, Rhode Island National Guard.
Very good,
Yep.
very good. My husband was a National Guard for 21 years because at that time he was 17 and, you know, he couldn't go in the military and his father had died, so he had substituted, you know, that type of service. So, but I'm regular Air Force, so between the two of us, we've taken care of our veterans, you know.
Yes.
I understand this is a new program?
Well, actually, it was started in 2003 as a pilot study in the West Coast, and it was launched nationwide in 2005. The rollout of My Healthy Vet program across the country was based on collateral duties of staff. So they became the point of contact for the My Healthy Vet program. In 2006 and 2000 to 2010, the adoption of My Healthy Vet it varied widely because of the staff. And in 2006, that's when My Healthy Vet was introduced to Providence. It's been there.
All across the country?
It is across the country, yes.
Now,
It's
do you
nationwide.
coordinate all of it, or
No, just
each place
Providence.
has got their own
Yes.
coordinator?
Each facility has their own because the program itself, it's such a great program, but it was so underutilized that President Obama himself said, okay, we really do need to launch this program and get it off the ground, so let's have a coordinator for each facility come in, and that's what their job is going to be. It's going to be to get this program off the ground and really the word out there and to have.
How large is your staff? Do you have others under you that help you out?
No, it's me.
Yeah,
I have volunteers that I depend on, my volunteers, and I'm always in need of volunteers to help me out. And I have a volunteer, actually 2 volunteers that sit in the primary care waiting area, and they're there from 8 in the morning until noontime, and patients and veterans come in and they'll actually register them into the My Healthy Vet program. And we have...
Now, is that triage that they sit in, or is it another part?
No, it's right in the waiting room.
In the waiting room,
of the primary care waiting room. And we also have a computer that's designated for My Healthy Vet in the Special Pops waiting area, and there's always computers available up in the library. And our librarian, Cheryl, she's very helpful with registering veterans up there too.
Now, what's the criteria for the veteran to get this help?
They just walk in and ask to be registered.
They're regular veterans from the hospital itself,
Yes,
as their primary sends them there, and etc.
Well, it's an option. It's a service that we're offering the veterans.
Over and above.
Over and above, right? And like the other many wonderful services that Providence VA offers our veterans, this is another service that we're offering them.
Now, just what does it consist of? What do you offer the vet when you come
My
in?
Healthy Vet is actually a free online personal health record that the veteran owns and controls. It's accessed 24/7. from any device that has internet access, right? It's actually a gateway to these web-based tools that helps the veteran learn about their health care, manage their health care, make healthier choices. And the knowledge that they learn from these tools really empowers them to become a more active participant within their healthcare team. And that's what we want, because veterans are a big part of their healthcare team. They're the center. It's centered, you know, we work as patient-centered environment, and they're it. So if they have this knowledge of their own healthcare and they're making healthier choices, then they can really participate in their healthcare and to be a very active partner.
Now, because of that, you refer them to the neurologist, the specialist in a particular
We don't
area
do
that they
that.
need.
That would be coming from their primary care.
It still comes from the primary.
Right.
Okay.
It's an online program that the veteran or anyone actually can use it, because it's set up in a 3-tier model. And the first tier is what we call the visitors tier. So you just go onto your computer and you just plug in myhealth.va.gov. That's the website. It comes up to the home page of My Healthy Vet. On that home page, there's so much access to information as to VA benefits, about the VA itself. There's actually interactive healthcare tools that the veteran can go on and answer questions about if they suspect that they have diabetes or depression, and the questions of those, the answers to those questions are actually analyzed, and it gives them the analyze that maybe you need to seek more help, okay? And also on that page is a locator key, and if the veteran is traveling throughout the country and they need to find a VA facility that's close to where they are in their area, they can just go on the website, myhealth.va.gov, and right up there there's a key that says location, and it will point out the closest VA
That's
facility.
practical and very helpful.
Very nice. So that's the first tier. That's the visitors tier. The second tier is what we call the registrant. So go on to the website and you actually register into the My Healthy Vet program. So you're developing an account. So you're creating your own unique ID and password, so it's strictly yours. And when you get registered into the My Healthy Vet program, the veterans that get their care through the VA can actually go and refill their prescriptions online and have those prescriptions sent right to their door. Okay. Now another tier is what we call the highest grade, and it requires that the veteran register, create their own ID and password, and then do a one-time in-person authentication process. So that gives their account the highest grade. And what happens then they can see their lab results, their wellness reminders, their appointments, their VA appointments coming up, and they can actually set reminders for themselves to be notified when those appointments are coming up. Their account is also set up now that when the national headquarters down in Washington, D.C. upgrades the My Healthy Vet website, their account is upgraded automatically. So now another option that they have within that higher grade is that they can they can opt in to what we call secure messaging. And they can actually, it's another form of communication, a way that they can communicate with their healthcare providers and healthcare team. That when they send that message, it really does have to be non-urgent and non-critical, because we have 3 federal business days to answer the question. So when I am educating the veteran about My Healthy Vet and opting into secure messaging, I tell them, whatever message you send us, please, it has to be non-urgent, non-critical, because we do have those 3 business days to respond. So if you have a question, a medical question, that you need an answer to right away, then don't send us a message. You still have to pick up the phone or come in to see if you need to be seen or cared for. Now, it's really important.
Yeah. Now, what happens if a vet walks in and comes in because he doesn't have a computer? How can you help him a little more thoroughly?
Well, he can still register.
There seems to be a computerized situation.
It's an online service, you know. So if they have access, and we have a lot of veterans come in and say, you know, I don't have a computer, but my daughter takes care of me, you know, and she does all my everything, you know, online for me. And can she help me with this? Absolutely, absolutely, and we encourage that.
So they do have the contact.
Yes, we encourage that, and also if they don't have one at home, because sometimes they don't want it at home, but they go to the library.
Yes,
and so they use
Thank
the
heavens for libraries yet.
Exactly, and we, of course, you know, we have computers within our facility that they can use also.
Now, women veterans, do you find you get a lot of them that respond this way?
We do. You know, we're
the care for them is a little...
Yes, we have a women's health program, you know, that is excellent program, and we encourage all veterans to actually register and develop a My Healthy Vet account, because it does serve everyone.
Now, who thought of the name Health E-Vet? I caught that E in between instead of a Y.
And it's like bolded and, you know, italics.
It's adorable. Even my daughter, when I pointed it out to her, she says, "That's a nice idea,
It
Mother."
is, I know. Well, I can't take any credit for that.
That's all right.
So
we'll let them
I believe
know.
it came right from National.
It did?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so someone came up with that. Yeah, because that's the way a lot of our little slogans or terms are.
Yes.
You know, someone comes up with the idea.
Right.
And it stays with you.
It does.
It's like I told you, I was somewhere to the VA, and I found a bag, because I had to put some things in to bring with me. And I turned it over, and there was My Healthy Vet on it. And I said, where did I get this one, you know?
We're
so I got it from somewhere, either the VA or
we're
the...
really,
you know.
really expanding, you know, and that's the goal, to really have every veteran, you know, use My Healthy Vet, because it is such a great service, you know, it really, really is. And now National is updating the My Healthy Vet website continuously. And within the last 8 months, they have, now the veterans have the ability, again, to review their lab results. And that's chemistries and hematologies. And they also have the ability to see their wellness reminders. You know, am I due for a flu shot? You know, is it time for the flu shot? Also with appointments, VA appointments, and the opting in to secure messaging. But the latest and greatest that they did is that the veterans have access to their military occupational specialty codes. And what that is that all the training and certificates that they have received in their military career, and this is for all branches of the military, they can now have access to and download information and that information and bring it to a potential employer if they're trying to find a civilian job, or if they have a job now, they can bring this to them and show their employer, this is my work skills, these are my experiences that I've had in the military.
Very good.
Yep.
It's just like a resume, but in the sense that
yes,
it'll give all the needed information.
Right.
Sometimes you forget something when you go, like you said, you were a little nervous this morning. Well, you know, you can miss something that you wanted to say, and after you leave here, you'll say, I should have told her that, because I've done it many times, and I should have asked that question, you know.
Exactly.
But it's mainly to get information. Now, non-veterans. Now, these veterans are usually disabled vets that have got percentages that are coming first. The non-veteran, he's just a veteran. Can he apply for this service too?
Sure, and yes, like I said, it depending on what your needs are. You can just be a visitor, just go in there and you know, just look at what we have to offer on the home page, or you could register, and have the higher grade. So whatever your needs are, you know, that's the level that you're going to be at.
Now, that business of going into the computer, can they find out if they were missing some medals or things? A lot of the women did not get them service medals. You know,
Right.
Can they check that out too on there?
They
Would that
can.
be available?
There's areas where you can actually go and get information on that.
So
and
it's
it points you in the right direction.
a rounded life
Yes.
setup for
yes,
everybody.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman.
Oh, no.
It's just veteran that
Yes.
counts.
Yeah. Or anybody. You know, if you want just more information on the VA itself, you know, you can go.
Now, I lost my brother a year ago.
Sorry.
Tomorrow, I think it is, the 9th.
Oh.
And I had to go through the VA to return his check because that month he dies, they don't give, you've got to give it back.
Oh.
You know, and I had to send for all his information. And since they made me executor, I was able to get it.
Okay.
Anyone else, his stepdaughter, anyone else, the family, they could ask and wouldn't get anything. So the person closest, like the spouse, is she really the next in line to get information for her?
Well, if her husband has given out his ID and password, you know, then, but we tell them not to give it out unless, you know, it is a spouse or a caregiver, you know, and a personal caregiver that they need to have that information.
One person at least should have some of that capability.
Because My Healthy Vet actually is it's a personal health record, but it also is a storage vehicle. So you can put pertinent information in there about your personal health history, your family history, immunization history, military history, insurances. You know, so you add, you submit, you self-enter all of this information. Your vital health information, vital signs, if you have allergies and stuff, everything is in there. And you can actually download that information to a thumb drive. Because we have a lot of veterans that they do get some care at the VA, but they also have an outside provider.
Right.
And so if they are downloading and they get their medications from the VA, they get their lab results from the VA, and some of the tests and procedures that they have done in the VA, if they've entered this information about the procedures and they've downloaded it and take that to their appointment for their outside provider, it really, you know, it stops the duplications of procedures or test results, which can become very costly.
Of course,
You know,
especially
so,
outside.
Exactly. You know, so if they've had it done at the VA, then let's bring that information to our outside providers, and this is, you know, what we have done already.
Now, that's a big help. It cleans a lot of corners that have been shadowed for a long time.
Yes.
People that needed help, and no one realized that they needed it because it was never brought to the surface.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've got more young people coming back with heaven knows what type of problems, and
Exactly.
we've got to be ready for them.
Right.
And
We have an Operation Iraqi Freedom, an Operation Enduring Freedom. We have a whole clinic just, you know, for those veterans coming back. And there's males and more females coming
That's right.
back.
It's not just the nurses like it was years ago.
No.
You've got everybody.
Yeah,
Every
you have
woman does
combat
pretty much.
women, yes. Yep.
And we don't know if it's really safe or not, but they do their job
They
and
do
do it
their
well,
job,
you know,
yes.
and they're entitled to whatever they get.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when I was in '49, when I went in for Korea, and things were altogether different than today.
Yes.
They didn't know I existed when I left. I had to notify them that I had left, so they know I wasn't due for duty anymore. You know, the time had come. You know, I got married instead. You know, I didn't go back in.
I won't be in today.
Yeah. So, but it was a nice experience, and it's a good experience for any young woman, as long as she goes in with the right attitude. And that goes for the men too.
Of course.
If they think they're running away from something from home,
Right.
because they're having an argument with a disagreement with their parents or someone, and it's not the answer.
No.
Because it's a different type of lifestyle. You're owned by the government.
You sure
You're
are.
not owned by your parents. You can walk away, but you'll go to jail. I keep telling them when they came and visit me to ask, make sure you really want this, because this is tough stuff, you know. When you get into the military, you've got certain rules and regulations. If you think you've got rules now, these are much stronger, you know, for your lifestyle.
Yes.
And this kind of opens up the door so that they can see actually themselves. It sounds like it's open to.
Yes, it is
They get a
theirs.
whole new look. I didn't realize, you know, that it affected that and this and that.
Right.
That should make a big difference in a lot of cures and care.
And the tools that we have available, we have the medical libraries. And this is what I tell patients. You know, I said, so you have something that you want to look up online, and you go to Google and you put it in. You get like 20 hits. Right? One, you don't know where that information is coming from, who put it in there, how up to date is it. With the information that's in My Healthy Vet, we actually have someone that goes in, makes sure that is trusted information, it's evidence-based information, and it's updated periodically, so it is, you know, current information.
As far as families go, now let's say that the vet dies, can the spouse request information out of your program? If she doesn't know anything, if there's paperwork lost or things like that?
She can actually, it really is the veteran, you know, what, you know.
Well, if he had Alzheimer's, let's say, didn't remember anything, but he needed some information on his background of his military.
If she is the proxy, the health proxy for that patient, then she
It's
would,
allowed.
sure. Yeah.
Because the families don't get a great deal. This is strictly for vets on all the things that we offer. And it's difficult for the families. They're left
It's true.
in a suspended animation or something or other, you know, where they can't get the needed information.
Right. Right. But when, if, you know, unfortunately, if the veteran did die, you know, a lot of their benefits from the VA go with them. Yes.
It ends.
You know.
I know, because my brothers did. Even to Social Security now, they don't give that benefit they used to for Social Security.
Oh.
Because when I called, they said the only ones that get it is spouse, if she's still alive, or disabled children that are under age living at home. But others don't get that. It was $250. It was go to the funeral, you know.
Sure.
But I found that answer, you know, by just calling in.
Right.
And a lot of people out there don't realize they can even call in for that. You know, the wife might need a little help, and that would be helpful. She can always get a hold of a veteran's agent.
We have
And they'll
case
refer you,
managers,
you know.
that can help them out. We have social workers there. We have a whole variety of services. And again, the word has to get out there because the amount of services offered, the veteran don't even know what is offered to,
that's
you know,
the frightening
available
part,
to them. Yes.
That's the frightening
Yeah.
part. And the talking to each other doesn't help them any because the other guy doesn't know, or girl, you know, as much.
And sometimes the benefits, you know, can be very different from one to the other.
And some people are private; they don't want to tell their
of course.
private
Yeah.
parts, you know,
Yeah.
personal things of their life, and it's expected.
Yes.
And then they don't want to remember what they've gone through, so they're very difficult to get to talk with.
Right.
So you try to, this way, they're home. We're glad because I've had a good audience. I've met them in the grocery store and the drugstore, and I'm that lady on television. They don't remember my name, but I'm that lady on. So you're that lady now that was on with me this morning.
Exactly.
And they'll say, I'll ask them, is there anything I've missed that you needed? Like, this is new.
Yes.
And they said, no, you're doing a good job. You just keep it up. You know, I said, well, thank you very much, you know. Because I don't know what everybody needs. And I'm trying to cover as many bases as I can. And you added another area that I can refer them to. And
well, they don't, the veterans, and I know that this is broadcast in New Bedford, and so they don't need to come to Providence for this, because right in New Bedford we have a clinic, and there's a computer right there designated for My Healthy Vet that they can register, and the staff there is very knowledgeable about registration and the one-time in-person authentication process and the opting in to secure messaging.
And do you come once a week or monthly if you had a group of people that couldn't get to Providence to talk with you? Do you come to the different clinics in the areas?
Not
really?
usually.
No, okay.
Not usually. I am available by phone.
Okay.
The number would be 401
Well, give it to you.
273-7100, and I'm extension 3693.
And the name of the group?
It's the My Healthy Vet Coordinator. I'm the only one, and so if you ask for Eileen Kirshenbaum, the My Healthy Vet Coordinator, you'll get put right to my extension.
Let's see, is there anything else you wanted to add to this program today? Anything I haven't asked you a question of that could be of value?
No, it's just that it is for everyone. Okay. The benefits for the veteran is that they can actually order their prescriptions online. Mm-hmm. My Healthy Vet gives them another form of communication with their healthcare providers and healthcare team. My Healthy Vet is such a great tool to increase the knowledge about their own health care and be empowered to be a active participant in their healthcare team.
Well, I think we've made it. I can't see the clock too well, but I think we've made it.
Okay.
And thank you, Eileen.
Oh,
and it's very interesting, and I'll bring the report to my post, and because I have some ill vets there that might need a little, refresher or some aids, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you, New Bedford. Join us on our next program.